All right. Jono?
No beers today.
No beers today.
Yeah, it's been that kind of weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were at the beer fest.
I was. It was,
sounds like fun.
it was okay.
Or the Oktoberfest, rather.
It was okay.
Is it?
Back in my day, they were definitely a little bit better.
Ah, yes.
A little bit more crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, so we watched the game, the Springboks. Do you want to say something to start? Like we've had a bit of time to think about the whole Reynolds situation. The Australia All Blacks game. I just watched a show, like an Australian show as well, where they're just like, the thing is, it's never that kind of call has never been made before. It's like it's only happened now once.
Yeah, I think that's my mate. I think the Aussies were hard done by.
Yeah.
Either way, they should have been able to defend that line.
Yeah.
But even if it was technically the correct call, if you're gonna blow it out of the blue and it's in such a tight contest,
yes,
when the with that set of circumstances, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I also think that a player's also got to wake up.
Yeah.
If just kick the ball out and back yourself at the line out. So I think I think that the Australian public can be mostly upset with the ref, but also upset with Bernard Foley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, it is what it is. And now let's see what happens here on. Maybe this is like going to set a trend with reffing.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people are talking about that they want the game, but there's so much time that there's no actual rugby being played. Setting scrums, talking, taking your time to get to lineouts, all that sort of thing. So I don't know. But then they must make a statement, and I don't like it when World Rugby's quiet like this, because then it's normally when they're guilty. When they feel guilty that they're so quiet.
And the one thing I did say to my wife when I was driving with her today, I said, like after every single international rugby game, there's a lot of moaning about refs.
Yes.
And so a lot of guys are saying
thing.
World Rugby must sort out refereeing, but then I have to ask, has the game of rugby become too complicated?
Yeah, that is the thing. I think that's the thing. I think we as fans, the players, the officials, we don't actually know what we want. In yesterday's game, and we can jump. Into the Springbok game if you want. Springbok Argentina.
While we on the topic, I thought that, that obviously the Argentinian. I thought the Argentinian film crew and production team were definitely doing everything they could to bring the tiniest infringement to the referee's attention.
Yes.
And the referee then apparently is his first international test match.
Yeah.
There's pressure.
Yes.
And he looked at that. I'm not saying the calls were necessarily wrong, but I did feel like I agreed with the in-studio pundits, especially Ngobani Bobo, who said, well, how low do you need to be to make a try-saving tackle on your trial? And with regards to the Kwagga Smith incident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually thought the ref was good. I thought the TMO was not good.
Yeah.
And the TMO, like when TMO started, they sort of gave the jobs to guys who didn't make it as refs. Yeah. And I think it must almost be not the other way around, but I think you've got to have highly trained TMOs in current rugby.
Definitely. And it was off-putting to hear the TMO in the referee's earpiece.
Yeah.
Always calling the shots. He had called
he was basically reffing the game,
and that guy was reffing the game. Yeah, exactly.
The TMO was basically refereing the game, and
if they're communicating like that from a spectator perspective, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
because that everything annoying. That's happening is just going to stop.
Yes,
and it's like a waste of time. For you to
that was also
watching.
Weird that we all constantly heard the TMO so loud, and he's like in that guy's ear all the time. But let's talk rugby. It was. I thought the first half was one of the best Springbok performances that I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, we were very dominant.
They looked so composed. They made mostly all the right decisions, and they looked as if they weren't phased. They looked as if they came out and they said, "We're going to win this game, and we're going to win it by a bonus point."
Yeah, I thought our loose forwards were completely dominant.
Yeah,
they had no answer for us. I don't think Argentina. Those are big names, but I really don't think they're at the same level as our loose forwards.
Yeah.
But I thought that a standout for me in the first half was Jaden Hendrickse.
Yeah.
I was watching how he was able to pass on the fly with such accuracy, and his little try, and he scored 2 tries actually in the end, if you think about it. But I think he's really coming into his own, and I actually feel like when you see Faf come on the field, You realise Faf has now maybe had his day. Yeah.
No, it was much worse when Faf was on.
Faf is forcing the issue for me. That's what got him, made him popular and got him in the team initially. But maybe it's time to evolve as a player. You know.
Now I know exactly what you say, because the service from Jaden Hendrikse was so quick, and
also the distance he can pass accurately on the move was something I've seen for the first time, or noticed for the first time.
No, and what we saw a few new plans. Eh? We saw Damien Dalenda and Moody in the line-out.
What's going on?
Backline players mauling, and Rassi's up to his tricks, Rassi and Jacques, trying a few different things, different sort of moves in the backline, more inside passes, all sorts of. And I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I like seeing that there's some innovation.
Look, that line out to me is a very high risk, high reward thing, because if you're doing that against the All Blacks, and they steal your ball, you are
dead. Without a centre,
you've got nobody at the back. So and the fact that we couldn't execute it, we couldn't use it to our advantage 100% means it's a bit of a flop. Yeah. But it did make them think, I suppose.
Yeah.
But how slow has Damien Delenda got?
Yes.
Geez, he had to intercept, and he gets 10 meters and everyone's caught up with him.
Yeah, and then he made the wrong call.
Yeah, he should booted it downfield.
Yeah. But the pass didn't work.
Look, I mean, I agree with you. It was our best half of rugby, international rugby, I think, this year.
Definitely.
I think we were very physically dominant.
Yeah.
I think Jasper Wiese had another big physical game. Yeah. Malcolm Marx is, I mean...
Franco Mostert.
Yes, Franco Mostert is everywhere. Yeah. I just want to say a little bit something about the tactics of the team selection, because I see what they did. They had a bench full of loose forwards and no step in lock, because they're banking on him coming into lock. But for me, that was ineffective, because you can't tell me Trevor Nyakani's gotten so much worse at scrumming. Because when they did that technical switch at half time, they brought him into lock and they brought Nyakani on. Argentina scrummed us.
Yes.
I've not seen us being scrummed. I think I've been thinking about it the whole day, and I think that maybe we should just have a big proper lock on the bench.
I think they've done away with the bomb squad, actually. They're actually banking on the starting team to almost get us over the line in 60-65 minutes. And you saw guys like Andre Esterhuizen coming on for 4-5 minutes, Ulrich Lowe coming on for 10 minutes or whatever, and it's sort of almost shows less faith in those guys coming on as well.
That's what I think. I think they don't have the faith in the replacement front row.
Yeah.
If I have to be honest with you, but we done quite a few players like Bongi and Manambi.
I've also forgotten.
But the thing is, it's for me, that's where the Springboks have been very strong over the past 4 years. Is we're able to replace the existing front row with an equally as powerful and strong front row. I'm not too worried about the rest of the forwards. But if I was concerned, I would be concerned about that weakness.
And if you look at our provinces, there's no one really. If you look at the Bulls, have always been huge with the props. There's no one really putting their hand up and screaming to be picked.
Exactly.
Maybe Johan Grobbelaar at hooker.
I think Ox is still in his prime.
Trevor
Nyakani looked a little bit off. He made a couple of good tackles, and maybe, like I said, he didn't have the weight behind him.
I don't know if he's a tight head or a loose head, because they keep switching him.
That's true. I liked it. I quite liked to see Dion Ferry on at flank.
That was good. He was good.
Yeah, he was very busy.
Yeah.
And he was in everyone's face, and it was great.
Yeah.
Ulrich Lowe to me made an immediate impact.
Yes.
He got over the ball once, a critical steal. He was making a lot of tackles.
Yes.
He did give away a penalty for not running away, but
just one. So the first half was good. Good try by Jaden Hendrikse, and we were on 3 tries. We were on a bonus point first half, and then there was also not the ref. I thought it was the TMO. I just want your thoughts on that line out where he knocked the ball on, and then on the way, as the ball came down, Franco Mostert, as the ball came down, he touched it again, and it went backwards for me, and Louis de Jager scored the try. And the TMO said he lost control of the ball, and the on-field ref thought that it was touched backwards, and then they reversed it, and they didn't allow the try. And I thought again that would have been our 4th try. And I thought that was a try.
Look, I also agree with you. That was definitely a try, and I'll tell you why, Joe. Because you can juggle a ball, and if your last tap you tap it backwards, it's definitely not a knock on.
It doesn't matter how many times you knock it forward, as long as the last touch is backward before it touches the ground.
And the ref even said the ref's ruling was, because he initially tapped it forward, doesn't matter where it ended up, it was always going to be a knock on. And I'm like, what?
No.
I almost couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like,
I didn't understand his reasoning.
No.
The last touch from him, the ball went forward. As it came down, he touched it backward.
And even Victor Matfield said that in the post-match.
Yeah.
But also like the penalty try. It wasn't a penalty try.
No. When it was 2022, I was really worried.
I actually thought we'd thrown the game.
Yeah,
we were down to 13, I think, still at that stage.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, two things for me. Why a penalty try if the guy was short by a meter?
Yeah.
And Kwagga Smith started tackling him when he was already short of the line.
Yeah.
So how was he going to get over the line from there? He was lying on his stomach, 30 centimeters short of the try line. What is the reasoning that what Kwagga Smith did would have stopped him from? Would the guy have gotten up? How would he have gotten over the
crawl?
try?
Obviously,
he would have had to crawl or do something.
If you watch that in real time, you can see how quickly the cover defense was there. The cover defense was there to stop him anyways. Yeah. So I didn't agree. I think technically, in terms of the game, maybe you could call a penalty there. Like, what do you do in that situation? He's tackled him properly. He's got him around the neck a little bit, but this side to the ground.
The main position of his arm was sort of around his shoulder, and the side of his arm was on his face. But there was no swinging arm. There was no hard contact or anything. He didn't take him around the neck and do a neck roll on him. I'm fine with the decision. That's the decision they make because you're not allowed to touch the neck area. I just think it shouldn't have been a penalty try.
Yeah, so that's exactly my thinking. Look, I thought actually, to be fair to Argentina, I think they actually came back quite hard. Yeah. They changed their physical, tempo.
And their substitutes had an impact. I mean, they actually started scrumming us, like you said.
They had a very, very big tight head. I don't know what his name is, but he came on, he was scrumming, and I think one player I think they got to get rid of, and that's Labanini. Yeah. I think Labanini is useless. I think he is. he can't even catch a ball, and he's got no athleticism. He's maybe just their enforcer, but I think they should find a lock with a little bit more skill. And yes, he's taken that dirtiness out of his game a little bit, but
when Argentina's on the back foot, they start conceding penalties and they get yellow cards and they spoil at the ruck and they do silly things. I mean, their penalty try I thought was completely justified for the reason that Jaden Hendrikse, or the penalty try that they conceded that the Springboks got, Jaden Hendrikse was already over the try line and a guy came from a completely offside position.
Yeah, that's
and
a
made the tackle on him. It was an easy decision to give.
I didn't mean to be harsh there on Labanini, but I just think that Argentina are better than that. Look, they came back at us hard, and look, to be fair, it was really easy for us in the end. Those two quick tries were actually quite easy for us. I actually thought Francois Steyn looked quite composed at fly half, to be honest.
And he kicks all his, like the most difficult kicks, he makes all his kicks.
No, he makes his kicks and that,
for everything Damon Willemse had, and I'm not exaggerating, the penalty that he missed, that's his second penalty, or the penalty that Damon Willemse missed, I would have kicked that penalty.
Yeah.
That's 40 meters right in front. You get paid tons of cash to play rugby. You've got a kicking coach and everything, and you miss a penalty right in front, 40 meters out. You can't do that anymore.
No, and you know what? The truth of the matter is, a fly half has to be able to kick proficiently for posts, or another player has to be able to do that. So if you want to pick a fly half that's going to take the ball to the line, he's a different kind of player, it's fine. But then you have to have someone else that kicks for posts.
Take that pressure off him. If we have someone within the team, I've heard talk about Hendrikse. One of the comments on one of our previous chats was that he kicked at school level. So if he's more of a natural goal kicker, then work with Hendrikse, take that pressure off Willemse. Jaden Hendrikse, take that. He was apparently at Glenwood. One of the guys commented on a previous video. At Glenwood, he was place kicker at school, in high school.
But that's to me where the Willemse replacement is where we. It's not going to take us to win World Cups.
No.
It's a good enough for now to get us through the championship.
Yeah.
But we honestly, if we're gonna look at fly half to hold us through that World Cup, it's a guy that's got to be able to kick properly, or like I said, bring on we need one of the other players to take on kicking duties, but that guy has to have an 85 plus or 80% plus kicking.
Like Buffeli.
Because that's how you win games in tight contests, is kicking. It's all about the place kicking.
Yes.
Buffeli's kicking is great. Look, he did miss one yesterday.
Yes, he missed one by a long
but it was very far out.
But before this game, he had a 90% kicking average.
Imagine having that weapon on your bench.
Yeah.
And up until Pollard's injury, he kicked almost every single kick over. He missed a couple of kicks in his last game, and that was it. But he hasn't been very good on attack in opening up the back line.
If Willems is injured now, I don't know if Frans Steyn, he's let himself go a little bit.
He's enjoying the finer things in life, of course.
Jersey looked a little bit tight around the belly area.
I would back him to step in if Willems was injured, but I don't think Willems is going to end up being injured. It was probably just a nasty concussion, and I think he should be good to play. And I would say you have to, if you don't have another guy to come in. But I would look at another scrum off replacement on the bench. I would look at Reinach.
Faf, I think's done.
I'd look at a specialist lock.
Yeah. Look,
Jesse Creel played okay.
Yeah, no, he was quite good, and they tried. He was also once. He ran a very good line with Dalenda didn't give the ball, and if he got that ball, he would have been under the post.
But I thought his defence was excellent.
No, he was good.
His tackling was super solid, and he was very energetic. And I think that maybe we'll start to see him come back into form, which will be a relief.
Yeah, we got the backs more involved in the game. That's why we could see that Dalenda had a good game, because he got ball, and he got good ball, and he was able to do things with it. Obviously, he scored a good try. Did he score a try?
Yes, he ran over a few forwards.
Yes,
he scored a try
from close. He scored a good try, and but what an I enjoyed watching the game, because lately watching Springbok games is quite frustrating. And this was an exciting rugby game. Argentina came back well, and when we scored it, the second last try, I thought we can actually get this bonus point.
Yeah,
and it was so awesome. That
it was a great try in the end. Look, one thing it does still frustrate me, especially in yesterday's game, was we're gaining momentum and then immediately we give away a penalty.
Yes.
So you get there and you give away penalties at crucial times, and just takes everything away. All those mistakes, that's going to cost you against the proper Oaks, like you're into kind of stuff.
Yes.
So we got to be careful for that. We must not get into that habit of giving away so many penalties, particularly when we're on attack.
And some of them very, very silly. Silly offsides, trying silly things.
Gerard Mostert going in to the back of their ruck.
Yes.
And Eben Etzemeth must stop that.
It's trying to preempt that the ball is out and stuff.
That's not going to work.
Stop doing that. Stop doing it
altogether. You don't need to.
No.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me very nervous as well.
Yeah, and they were like, we couldn't get out of our half until the last 10 minutes of the game.
And then we go and score 2 tries.
Yeah. But like every time it looked like we're doing something good, we just conceded a scrum penalty, or it was very frustrating. That period of the game was very, very frustrating. And then we looked very good in the end. And
great try, good hands. Malcolm Marx took a great pass.
Yeah. And 16 point difference. So now we're on equal points, 14 points because of the bonus point. And we brought our points difference quite a bit closer to New Zealand. So even if New Zealand get a bonus point against Australia, as long as it's a narrow win, if we can beat Argentina by something like 20 points, we can still win the Rugby Championship.
I personally think we're favourites to win, because if for example, if Australia beat New Zealand and we just beat Argentina, we take the championship. If we win with a bonus point and they just get a normal victory, we win the championship. If we both get bonus points and we get a better points difference, which is more likely in our game than in their game.
Because it's
so I think the probabilities of us winning the championship are higher than them winning the championship.
Yes, yeah.
Where they're playing the game? They're playing in New Zealand, eh?
Yes, so their game is in New Zealand. I'm not sure in which city, and then we're playing in Durban.
Durban.
At sea level is the only unfortunate thing.
That would be a nice little notch in the belt, eh?
Yeah,
get another championship.
That would be awesome. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
and we're on good momentum. I like the belief that we had that we could still win the game with a bonus point in the end there.
Yeah.
I think we will go into the next game with a lot of confidence.
And I think our starting forward pack is the best forward pack that we can produce.
I like this starting lineup in general that we have now, that we've had for the last couple of games.
Yeah, we need obviously back. We need Cheslin Colby back.
Yeah. We
need to find a solution
I don't know
for
where we're going to find space for all these wingers that we have. Curtly Arendse, Cheslin Colby, and then Kane and Moody.
Just give them back to the Bulls. Let's win the URC this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, exciting stuff to come. But I'm still not very confident in the Springboks. I think the big tests are going to come in Europe.
Yes.
And let's see how that goes.
On heavy fields, Willemse will have less of an impact as well.
Yeah, look, he is a brilliant player, guys. Yeah. He's a brilliant player.
There you need to make your kicks.
But I've maintained throughout this entire season that if he plays 12, that's his best position, and the Storm has proved it.
Yeah. Now Damien Dalenda had such a big game that it's a nice headache to have, that if the guy's coming back from injury, you don't actually know where you're going to play him.
Yeah.
Except for of course. He just walks into the team.
No, definitely, all day long. But looking forward to it's next week, the game, eh?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a very long rest and jet lag and all the rest of it for the Oaks, but both teams on the same situation. So
yeah, there's a chance we can take it at least in our own hands.
Definitely.
Unless New Zealand win by, but it's going to be personal, eh?
That's what I'm thinking.
Australia's going to be fired up. Yeah. They're going to be fired up.
They might be a team on the up, eh? They're going to be a little bit of a danger at the World Cup.
Well, Dave Rennie knows New Zealand rugby. He knows how to play against New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah. And they beat them at their own game. That's the thing. They play a very, very attractive brand of rugby, Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's always a very good game to watch.
Is New Zealand playing France and or Ireland on their year-end tour?
I'm not sure of the exact schedule, but it's going to be quite similar to ours. So there will be difficult games there. Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be
I'm worried
crazy.
about all the Southern Hemisphere teams going over there.
Might be a big wake-up call for us. Eh?
Yeah.
At least we've got URC exposure.
Yeah, that will be the marker for the World Cup. Yeah, this URC helps us. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, cool.
All right,
Can't wait for next week.
Lekker, man.